request after the council meeting. For real-time transcription, visit your Apple app or Google Play Store and download services such as Live Transcribe or Live Caption. The public is encouraged to join the meeting online or by phone at the numbers printed on the agenda, which can be found on the city's website at www.diamondbarca.gov or in person at the main auditorium, South Coast Air Quality Management District. We have also allowed public comments to be submitted in advance to the city clerk. If any were received, they will be noted for the record when we get to the public comment period. This meeting is being recorded, and by participating, you are giving your permission to be televised. This meeting will be rebroadcast every Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. and alternate Tuesdays at 8 p.m. and archived for viewing on the city's website at www.diamondbarca.gov. At this point, we're going to proceed with Pledge of Allegiance, followed by invocation and roll call. So please stand for the pledge and then remain standing for the invocation by Reverend Tino Cordova of the Diamond Bar United Church of Christ. Please stand.
Let's start. Let's start. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let us pray. Creator who is known by many different ways and many different names, creator of justice and mercy, we thank you for the gift of life and the opportunity to serve the people of our beloved city, Diamond Bar. Help this council to act with character and conviction. Help them to listen with understanding and goodwill. Help them to speak with charity and restraint. Give them a spirit of service. Remind them that they are stewards of your authority and the trust given to them by the citizens of this city. Guide them to be the leaders your people need. Help them to see the humanity and dignity of those who disagree with them, and to treat all persons, no matter who they are or where they are on life's journey, with the reverence your creation deserves. And finally, Creator, renew them with the strength of your presence and the joy of helping to build a community worthy of a human person. We ask this, your community, we ask this as your sons and daughters, confident in your goodness and love. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you, Reverend. City Clerk Santana, can you please take the call?
Yes.
Call the roll.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Councilmember Lowe?
I'm here.
Councilmember Tang?
Here.
Councilmember Tai?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Liu?
Here.
Mayor Chow?
I'm here as well. Thank you. So we're going to go and approve the agenda. City Manager Fox, are there any changes to the agenda as presented?
Mayor, there's no changes to the agenda this evening.
Great, thank you. The agenda is hereby approved. And today we do have a special proclamation declaring May 2023 as Water Awareness Month. And to accept the proclamation on behalf of the Walnut Valley Water District, we have Director Scarlett Kwon. If I can ask my council members to join me right in the front so we can take a picture. Thank you. Hug again. Hello. Go ahead. So May is Water Awareness Month, and on behalf of the City Council, we'd like to proclaim this month as Water Awareness Month. If you want to say a few words about the month and the work that you do with the water agency, that'd be great.
Okay, I'm Scarlett Kwong. I'm the director on the Walnut Valley Water District, representing Division 5, which includes West Diamond Bar, west of 57. And on behalf of the district, I'd like to thank the City of Diamond Bar for this proclamation. Every May is Water Awareness Month. Although this season we see a lot of rain, but we are still conserving water to, because we've been in the drought for many, many years, so it takes a while to recover. So I want to thank the city residents for continuing to conserve water. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm not going to read this, but there are 5 whereas and what therefore, so it's very important. Do my council members want to say a few words?
Thank you for the proclamation. Then water, it is very precious in life as we use it. It's seemingly so abundant, but it's quite rare and is rare resource as well. So the more we conserve, the better it is for everyone in the future generations. And thank you for doing your part and creating awareness.
I just want to say thank you for the wonderful water festival last week that we all attended. It was a very good opportunity to bring the awareness of the water to the residents and in this community. Thank you.
I want to talk to you about my water bill.
Okay. All right, if we can step forward a few steps and we'll take a photo.
What have you done with all that water? Scarlett, what have you done with all that water lately? Huh?
Have you thrown it in the bucket? Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll now move on to city manager reports and recommendations. Mr. Fox.
Mayor, there's no additional reports this evening.
Thank you. So we'll now move on to public comment. Public comments, the time reserved on each regular meeting agenda to provide an opportunity to members of the public to directly address the city council on consent calendar items or other matters of interest not on the agenda that are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the council. Although the city council values your comments, pursuant to the Brown Act, members of the city council or staff may only briefly respond to public comments if necessary, but no extended discussion or action on such matters may take place. There is a 5-minute maximum time limit when addressing the city council. At this time, I'll call up speakers who have submitted a speaker card first. Then our city clerk Santana will ask those callers joining the teleconference who may wish to speak on their public comment. I do have one speaker card. If I can invite Ms. Cynthia Yu to join us.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, council members, city staff, and members of the audience. My name is Cynthia Yu from Diamond Bar Library. Diamond Bar Library is looking for teen volunteers ages 14 and older to help with this year's Summer Discovery Program from June 1st to August 12th. Teen volunteers will provide assistance during our busy Summer Discovery Program, explain the rules to participants, help library staff with record keeping, preparing crafts, and handing out prizes to children. Volunteers' applications are available for pickup at the customer service desk and are due by Wednesday, May 17th. Tomorrow, May 3rd at 11, toddlers and young children are welcome to explore various activities inspired by Dan Sante's picture book, Are We There Yet? This hands-on experience will stimulate children's senses and promote development. The program is for ages 1 to 5 with their parent or caregiver. Also, please join us for a fun hour of art and tea featuring a guided acrylic paint program led by professional art instructor Claudia Hindu on Wednesday, May 10th at 11. You'll sip on tea as you create your own interpretation of a shared design to take home. No experience needed. This program is for adults and is co-sponsored by the Diamond Bar Friends of the Library. please visit our website, lacountylibrary.org, for registration and more program information. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And that's all the speaker cards I have. Anyone else in the audience that wishes to speak at this point? If not, City Clerk Santana, were there any public comments, emails received, or any callers on the phone?
No, Mayor, no emails were submitted for public comment tonight. We do have some callers on the line. If anyone would like to address the city council, please click on the raised hand icon in your GoToWebinar program, and I will unmute callers on the line one at a time. And there are no hands raised, Mayor.
Thank you. Last call for public comments. Anyone else like to address the city council at this time? Seeing none, we're going to go ahead and move on, and we'll go on to schedule of future events. Mr. Fox?
Good evening, council and mayor. Schedule of events for the next couple of weeks. We have Coffee with a Cop to be held on Tuesday morning, May 9th from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. at Starbucks at the corner of Golden Springs and Brea Canyon Road in the plaza at Diamond Creek Center. The Planning Commission will be meeting on Tuesday, May 9th, starting at 6:30 p.m. in the Windmill Community Room at City Hall. And the Traffic and Transportation Commission will be meeting on Thursday, May 11th, starting at 6:30 p.m., also in the Windmill Community Room at City Hall. And our next City Council meeting will be here on Tuesday, May 16th, starting at 6:30 in the AQMD Auditorium. That concludes the schedule of events.
Thank you, Mr. Fox. Now let's move on to consent calendar.
On the consent calendar this evening, you have approval of minutes from the April 18th City Council study session and regular meeting, ratification of the check register dated April 12th through April 25th, approval of the treasurer's statement for March, recognize the final FEMA and Cal OES reimbursement for Sycamore Canyon Park Hillside Repair Project in the Park Development Fund 262, approval of approve a not-to-exceed 2-year extension to the waste hauler agreements with Waste Management and Valley Vista Services through August 31st, 2025, and approval of a consultant services agreement with PBLA Engineering for design services related to various city projects at Maple Hill Park, the Diamond Bar Center, and City Hall, including an additional appropriation of $81,000 from the general fund and a determination that the agreement is not subject to the California Environmental Quality Act. That concludes the consent calendar for this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Fox. Would anyone like to pull any items for discussion?
Mayor, I'd like to pull 5.4.
Okay, we're going to pull 5.4. Anyone else? If not, if I can have a motion for approval for the rest of the consent calendar items.
I'll move approval for the balance.
I have a motion by
second it.
Councilmember Tai and a second by Councilmember Lowe. If you can take the roll, please.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Councilmember Lowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Tang?
Yes.
Councilmember Tai?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Lu?
Yes.
Mayor Chow?
Yes, thank you. And Councilmember Tai, you have a question about 5.4?
Thank you. Not a question. I just think it's important to recognize landmark occurrences that you realize it was 5 years ago this month that we dedicated with a new sign up at the top of Sycamore Canyon Park. And here it is, 5 years later from the dedication. So we were able to use it. We were able to use the steps and use the park like we had. But it was 2 years before that hillside fell, the slope fell. So we were without it for 7 years. And 7 years later, FEMA and Cal OES decide it's probably a good idea to pay us for what their part of it was. You know, certainly the city was on the hook for some of it, but FEMA and Cal OES was as well. And thank you to staff for staying after that, for not letting it get away. And I think we figured today, earlier in our meeting, that the $708,000 after inflation is worth about $312,000. So I'm still very, very grateful for staff. Thank you for keeping on it. I think, you know, my recollection is once that was closed and it was fenced, people couldn't understand what could be possibly taking so long. And here it is practically 10 years later, and we're finally getting paid for it. So thanks again to staff. I appreciate everything you do.
Mayor, if I can add real quick. I want to express my appreciation to our assistant to the city manager, Anthony Santos, who continued to badger Cal OES and FEMA on a regular basis. I know he was tired of having me ask, where is the money? And our Public Works Department as well for providing the countless documents, re-verifying all of and going through all of the hoops that needed to go through in order to get this final reimbursement finally closed out. So my appreciation to our team as well.
What I realize is inflation is a factor too, but how much did we spend on staff time? So we really got like $150,000 net,
It's
right?
priceless.
Thank you.
It's priceless.
With that, I'll make a motion to approve item 5.4 as well.
Second?
We have a motion by Councilmember Tai and second by Councilmember Lowe. If we can take roll, please, on 5.4.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Councilmember Lowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Tang?
Yes.
Councilmember Tai?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Lu?
Yes.
Mayor Chao?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Thank you so much. We're going to go and move to item number 6, public hearings. We have none today. Council consideration, none. And we're going to move on to council subcommittee reports and meeting attendance reports. I'm going to start off on my left this time. Councilmember Tai.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to say again, thank you to staff, especially to Hal Ghaffari, who presented our capital improvement program budget. It's robust. It's an aggressive program, but when we can sit there for an hour and understand everything that you're telling us and where the money's going to come from, and talking about FEMA and Cal OES and getting the things that we deserve as a community, I can't tell you how much I appreciate every one of you for doing what it is that you do and making this make sense to all of us. Thank you. Good night and God bless you.
Thank you. Councilmember Tang.
I want to report to everybody that attend the sheriff station's open house last Saturday. It was a good and fun experience. I think the most impressive things I've seen there is the bomb squad truck there. Okay, so it's amazing. And after that, the deputy there gave me some tour and introduction to the that equipment, and I fully appreciate that our tax money goes to this kind of a very important law enforcement equipment. That's very much well worth it, well spent. And we have that kind of equipment, we can deal with a lot of the situation that we for the regular citizen, we are not even aware of. I think according to a report that the bomb squad is dealing with like more than 500 calls of explosive a year, and they also mentioned that they have to do with several nuclear accident times a year. And think about this: if we don't have that kind of equipment, and if we don't have that kind of deputies in good training, we are not able to deal with that kind of a situation. That brings me to another thought that we need really to investigate this kind of important law enforcement equipment. Although it's expensive, I think that's a good investment. Our law enforcement need this tool to do the job, and by investing this kind of equipment, that we are like declaring to everybody that we are very serious about our safety and security regarding our public safety. And we want our community to know that we are very serious. We want to improve that. So with that, I thank everybody and say good night to everybody.
Thank you, Councilmember Tang. Councilmember Lowe, please.
Thank you, Mayor. I also want to, as Councilmember Tai, thank the staff for excellent presentation of our CIP report. The council had a study session that began at 5 o'clock, and we spent over an hour discussing the projects. CIP stands for Capital Improvement Project, and the staff brought to us a total of 24 new and ongoing projects that are in the pipeline, or in the works for the upcoming year and the years thereafter, for a total budget of over $18.7 million. So this is a really big budget. We're really ambitious in doing these projects. And one of the things about capital improvement is that when we build infrastructure, when we maintain our roads, when we build our parks, that is something that only government can do. So we're really proud as a council that we do this for our residents and for the people who come to Diamond Bar, who live here, who work here, who play here. So thank you, staff, for the excellent project and the ideas, and especially for looking for the grants that can fund these projects. I know many cities do not have such a robust budget, and they don't have the smarts really, and the tenacity to look for these funds so that these can be done. So we're really fortunate, and I thank the staff for their tenacity and their work in this area. I have a couple of photos and from my meeting at the capital improvement projects, and as usual, very excited to share these with you. This first photo is the forming of the storm. By the way, this is the golf course, and this is these are the tunnels that are under the golf course, and the street that you're looking at the top of the photo is Grand Avenue. So this is the forming of the storm drain wing walls, and the crews are preparing the storm drain wing walls for concrete placement. So, and then they'll be connecting to the 120 inch storm drains. I don't know if you remember, I showed some pictures last week of these big round storm drains. Well, this is all part of the work. So there's quite a bit of work that goes into that process. So, so that's part of the work at the golf course. Next. Here are the shaping of the last hole of the golf course. So what you see now is dirt, but pretty soon you'll see nice green grass when the golf course opens again. And this is probably a familiar sight. This is our maintenance building that's by the side of the freeway. And the crew here is taping the drywall, and they're going to be getting ready to paint. So that's almost about done. We expect an opening that has been pushed back, unfortunately, until maybe August or September of this year. But the delay has been necessary because of the wet weather that we've had, and the remodeling is waiting for the grass to grow, and so that when you actually play on it, they won't die. So just look for upcoming opening in August or September. And so we're very excited. Anyways, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and have a great week. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mayor, and as with my colleagues, and thank of staff for the wonderful presentation and very detailed and well thought out work that is done ahead of us before the presentation in the study session. I like to thank our Sheriff volunteers for the job that you do in helping keeping our community safe. Our Sheriff boosters had a recognition dinner last week, and we thank the boosters for that. In May, it is the Asian American Pacific Islander Month, and recognizing all the contributions that Asian American Pacific Islanders has contributed to the U.S. Thank you. And I would like to wish an early Mother's Day to Council Member Lowe and City Clerk Santana, and all the amazing moms out there. Thank you. And with that, I'll say good night.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Again, thank you to staff for an excellent presentation earlier about all the CIP capital improvement projects that we have. Want to also congratulate South Point Middle School for the grand opening and ribbon cutting of their performing arts building. I think a few of us were there. There's just an excellent facility for the kids, and they will benefit for generations to come. And also want to recognize specifically Deputy Scheller. For some reason, I saw this guy 3-4 times last week. Started at I think it was the sheriff's open house, and then there was a coffee with the cop in there somewhere, and there was a Walnut Valley Education Foundation dinner somewhere, and then he also hosted my Girl Scout troop yesterday. So thank you so much for all you do in building community. And this is community policing at its best. So thank you so much. And with that, I'll say goodnight. Thank you. We'll adjourn at 6:54.